Okay. Hello, people, and welcome to the Toastmasters meeting of the Chamber. What is Toastmasters? Great question. So, the mission of Toastmasters is to improve your public presentation, your speaking, and by extension, your confidence. And I can write a testimonial about that. It works. So, yeah, if you care about such things, you are at the right place. Regarding the chamber, it's in Kiev club that celebrated its anniversary the year before in 2024. I mean, it's 25th anniversary, so quite of history here. We are still kicking, but we are online sharing our knowledge about speaking with the people around the globe. We have some guests here today. Yeah. So, Rahul, you had your brief introduction before, but I would like you to invite you to introduce yourself to all of us now.
Hello everyone, I am from the Gavi's Toastmasters Club, and this is my first time attending a club in Europe. A little bit about myself. I work in the IT field. I know, no surprise. I work as a network engineer. I've been working for this one of the biggest retailers in the US for Walmart. And I picked up Toastmasters so I can improve my public speaking skills and also eventually have fun with it and meet wonderful people like yourself. So thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Rahul. And I wish you luck on your journey. And now, the meeting that we've all been waiting for today, Adam Waliński has his premiere as a Toastmaster. So, without further ado, Adam, the stage is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Nicholas. So, the year is 2004. The Snoop Dogg tracks are topping the charts. NASA has landed a rover on Mars. And a little known startup known as Facebook is released. Amidst all that, one company you've probably heard of, it's a Danish toy company, is about to go bankrupt. Its name is Lego. Well, it hasn't had many very good starts to begin with, but now it's $140 million in debt. Clearly, something just had to be done, and that was. At first, they created the unified interface to completely unify all the leadership. They fused all their departments into less so that they wouldn't have to do as much. Then they also created centers for young talent where young people could be gathered and recruited for the company, creating value. Then they also introduced another part, and that is when they used internet. Remember, this is 2004, and internet is this revolutionary new technology. And so what they did, they started to throw the ideas at the wall. So create your own game controller, publish your own designs, make your own characters, scan it and play it into a game. From that, they began to build back what they lost. So just to stay where they were, just to become the name they used to be, they had to do a lot of work. To stand still, you have to move very fast. That is the theme of this meeting. Well, we will be moving very fast throughout this meeting, and to help track our movement and our time is Alexandra as the timer. Please, the stage is yours. Explain what you will be doing.
It seems like she's not online. Oh la la. So I will take over the role of the timer and probably neglect my role of the grammarian. And I will show during the speeches, which are in the agenda, that the icebreaker will start at the green light at 4, the amber at yellow, and the red at 6 minutes. And the other species will start the green color at 5, the amber at 6, and the red at the 7 minutes. So please watch out for the cards at my background. Now you see the blue, but I will show them at the background. And then once you see orange, already try to finish your speech, so you will not reach the red if possible. But if it's not going to happen, you have still 30 seconds afterwards to finish, and then I will color the background. So please be cautious about the time. Also for the evaluators, usually they have 2 to 3 minutes. Therefore at 2 I will show the green, 2:30 amber, and 3 minutes I will show the red card. So that is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina.
Okay.
Thank you, Martina. So, as I've talked about the change of companies,
But the motto of this of today's meeting doesn't have to just apply for companies striving for dominance in the market. They can also apply to us. We have to move very fast. If we surveyed the job market in, say, in the 2000s, and we would look at what were the requirements for jobs, well, you need either some technical knowledge for the machines or the things you'll be doing, or a degree, and that was it. Fast forward to today, well, that's just the bare minimum. Now, instead of that, the most prized things on the job market, the most jobs what they want from you is communication, leadership, and problem solving. Things completely unheard of back in the 2000s. Surely, to stand still, you have to move very fast. Well, we also want some improvement, right? So to help with that, and so that we will be able to be focused and be able to communicate, our counter comes in. Sergey, please explain what you'll be doing.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Adam. Hello, everyone. Today I'm your counter, and what does it mean for all of the audience? I will listen in very carefully. All of your filler words, scratch sound, some like so, but, basically, actually, okay. I know. I mean, you know, and so on. A lot of your filler words, a lot of your crash words. And you told about machines. It's very interesting. What about filler words and crash words with real humans and with machines? It's really important. But today we are not machines. Today we are real humans, and we get mistakes. We create mistakes. And today I feel really listening. And in the end of the meeting, I give you my feedback. Thank you. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Sergey. So, what I've mentioned right now,
companies and people, what they're doing, or at least their jobs, and those things are man-made. But this motto doesn't always have to apply just to man-made stuff. Nature obliges under the same rules as well. Although there, it's called something different. It's called homeostasis. You see, our body, it moves very fast just to keep us alive. It breaks down toxins and sends them away. It tells us when we are thirsty and need water, or alternatively, it gives off the excess. It also keeps a standing army ready to ward off any disease that might attack us. To keep us alive, it has to work very hard. To stand still, you have to move very fast. Well, there are other people who will also keep a standing army and who will stand in the behind just so we can move very fast. And I'm talking about the listener. Please, Vitaly, tell us what you will be doing.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Actually, I'm the listening detective today. My job is to carefully listen to everything you say, every speech, every joke, maybe even some hidden germs. But here's the twist. At the end of the meeting, I will test your memory. I will ask questions about what was said, who said it, and maybe even catch anyone who wasn't paying attention. So listen carefully, because I definitely will. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much. So what I've mentioned now.
I was all about the body, about the physical part. I'm
If-
not done yet. Sorry?
I'm sorry.
I think our timer logged in. So
Yeah, sorry. I had to change Zoom and things didn't work, but I finally got in now. I am really, really sorry. I've been trying now for a while. Do you hear me?
yes,
we
thank
do
you.
Good.
All right then. So are you ready to be a timer then?
Yes, I'm just going to show you. Let me see. I'm going to show you the background. Oh, geez. Don't tell me that isn't working either.
We
No
can see
worries.
it.
You can try it on. I introduced the colors. You can try it on, and then all is okay. Okay.
What do it doesn't have, I don't understand what you meant. I'm really, really sorry about this. I don't understand what you said.
Well, I mean, we
You can
can
see some colors. I mean, they're a bit muffled, but the gist is there, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Okay.
Well, anyway, returning to scheduled programming, I've been talking about our body so far, but our mind also obliges under the same rules. Even there, we need to work hard. According to studies, what we need for our health is first to set up a routine and to find one which suits us most. Then we also need to cook quality food to keep us healthy. We need to find time for regular exercise so that we would be able to get the stress and get resilience towards any diseases. We need sometimes also just time to not do anything and relax. And lastly, we need to have good friends. Well, all this aside, there is one role I still haven't mentioned, and that is the role of the Zoom Spotlighter. So I am in the agenda. It's Martina, you're supposed to be the Spotlighter. Is that so?
Spotlighter is Natalia, and I'm grammarian.
Okay then. So in that case, Natalia, please explain us what you will be doing throughout this meeting.
Yeah, Adam. Good day, fellow Toastmasters. Today I play the role of Spotlighter. It means that I will fix the image of our speakers and evaluators on our screens. And this way I will help you not to lose our speakers among our audience. Thank you.
Can somebody please put the agenda on the chat?
Yeah, it's there.
She doesn't see that because she joined later. So if you can repost,
Okay.
it will help.
I see. I will do so.
Okay then. So, having introduced all the roles, I think it's time for move on. But before
For that, I just want you to let you know something else. I've mentioned the jobs, right? But I've omitted one skill which is highly prized in today's market. That skill is storytelling. Storytelling allows us to motivate people to go for work. Storytelling allows us to convince people. It allows us to explain things in a much more natural way. To practice this, we can move on to the part of our prepared speeches. The first prepared speaker will be actually his very first speech, Serhi. He has chosen presentation mastery, and he will now deliver his icebreaker. So, without further ado, Serhi, the stage is yours.
Do you want me to explain the timing first?
Oh, we have already gone over that, so don't worry.
Okay, good.
We will never forget our calling to bring joy and laughter to others. The second powerful quote is, sometimes the journey is the destination. These two ideas are deeply connected, and they both remind me to stay true to my purpose and find joy in every step of the way. These two beliefs have shaped how I see the world and approach my life. So let's dive into my story and discover why these statements have been so important to me from the very beginning. I was raised in a family where everyone was united and supportive. From a young age, I was taught the importance of being strong, honest, confident, loyal, etc. From a young age, I was taught the importance of being strong, honest, loyal, etc. It was sorry. Can I start from the beginning? Yes. We will never forget our calling to bring joy and laughter to others. Another powerful quote is, sometimes the journey is the destination. These two ideas are deeply connected and they both remind me to stay true to my purpose and find joy in every step of the way. These two beliefs have shaped how I see the world and approach my life. So let's dive into my story and discover why these statements have been so important to me from the very beginning. I was raised in a family where everyone was united and supportive. From a young age, I was taught the importance of being strong, honest, confident, and loyal. This mindset made my childhood energetic and full of activity. I spent most of my time training in various sports, like boxing, swimming, shooting, wrestling, etc. It was just an exciting experience, and I truly loved every minute of it. At the same time, I was excelling at school, thanks to my mom, who always helped me with my studies and taught me the value of focus and discipline. The turning point in my life came when I realized the importance of surrounding myself with ambitious, positive, and driven people. This understanding inspired me to focus on growth and self-development. I just wanted to be different, not ordinary. After moving to Chernivtsi, I met Paul Francevich, a teacher who had been awarded a title of the best teacher in the world by Intel. He taught me to think critically, solve problems, and ask meaningful questions. Inspired by his guidance, I began my journey in IT. I completed 10 months design course, mastering user-friendly and visually appealing design techniques. Following this, I enrolled in a one-year full-stack development course, where I developed my technical skills, collaborated on team projects, and learned how to build full-fledged websites on my own. After completing this course, I began to see myself and my future differently. Every day became a chance to improve, to enhance my workflow, refine how I tackle tasks, and build systems to measure my progress. In my free time, I started generating ideas for projects that I could create. Moreover, I've made some bold changes in my life. I completely removed all social media from my phone. No TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. Instead, I created detailed progress tracking tables and formulas to measure how far I've come in different areas of my life. Some might see it as a flaw that I don't have many friends, but for me, it's a choice. It is not about avoiding people. It is about dedicating my energy to what truly matters. I mean, I prefer to focus on my discipline rather than dispersing my attention. Looking to the future, my ultimate goal is to bring value to humanity. I want to create products that make people's lives better and leave a lasting impact. In my opinion, my greatest reward would be knowing that my journey brought something good into this world. That's why I live by the idea that human itself, with all its challenges and moments of growth, is just as important as the destination. Therefore, my destination isn't about becoming perfect, but about walking this path with passion and determination, knowing that it leads to something meaningful. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Sergey. I see
that you have a very bright future ahead of you, and I'm really excited what you're going to bring to the market that is going to better people's lives. Well, in any case, though, in the chat we have been posted a form which you can use to evaluate Sergey's speech, to give him the things that he excelled at, or to say what he could have done better. It's all up to you. And for that, we have 1 minute, which I hope the timer is counting for. But in the meantime, we still have some time left. So Sergey, please tell me. So if you want to create something to make the world difference, what would it be? What would be the one thing that you would create and would help people?
It's probably startup, something linked with time management, because I see that nowadays people just forget about the time and they just do whatever they want. But I think it's also something related to discipline and so on. So that's it. Probably I will create just a startup, maybe a big company, I don't know, or or I will become a coach, for example. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as they say,
the world is your oyster and you're its pearl. You can do whatever you want. Well, I don't know how much time we have left, but so actually, you know what? So the timer, please, if you could tell me whether we can move on to the next speaker.
seem to be the meeting.
So, without further ado, our next speaker on the list, that is Sonia. Sonia is currently also doing presentation mastery, and she is on her second project, which is writing a speech with purpose. Well, let's see that. Sonia, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters, and hello, everyone. Have you ever felt like you are holding yourself back from sharing something just because you believe you are not competent enough? Or maybe you hesitate to start something new, thinking that someone else has already mastered it better than you ever could. Or perhaps you've told yourself that you just need a little more knowledge, little more skills, books, or practice, and only then. I know this feeling all too well. And today I want to talk about it with you, about imposter syndrome, to be precise. I sincerely hope that there are people among the audience today who are hearing about this syndrome for the first time. If that's you, consider yourself lucky. What is imposter syndrome? Let's start with a definition. Imposter syndrome is a psychological phenomenon in which a person cannot attribute their achievements to their own qualities, abilities, and efforts. Despite external proof of their competence, they are convinced that they do not deserve the success they have achieved. I decided to talk about this because I recently became a victim of imposter syndrome myself. It crept into my mind like a relentless predator, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Throughout 2021, I dedicated myself to studying acting. It was an incredibly productive year filled with success and victories. But in the end of the year, I hit a critical turning point in my life, my divorce. So it forced me to completely rebuild my life, from changing cities to finding a new job. Due to these circumstances, I had to put my acting career on pause. And that's when it happened. Imposter syndrome showed up, whispering cruel thoughts that devaluate everything I have accomplished so far. I wouldn't let me breathe, wouldn't let me take a moment to focus on my immediate needs. In just a short time, it erased all the progress I had made. Getting back into acting felt like an uphill battle because my mind was flooded with doubts. You stopped, so everything you learned is not now lost. You're not professional enough. Your training has gone to waste. Deep down, I knew that nothing had truly changed except for this destructive voice in my head. I went back to acting, and things started falling into place again. But that voice didn't go away. I wanted to share my progress in a social media, but it kept telling me, you're not professional enough, you're not skilled enough, you're not good enough, not enough, not enough, not enough. I was wondering if I'm the only suffering from this syndrome. So here are some statistics. In 2020, a study published in the Journal of General Internal Medicine found that between 9 and 82% of people experience symptoms of imposter syndrome. For some, these symptoms appear temporarily, such as at the beginning of a new job, while others may experience them for many years. I also conducted a mini survey in our Toastmasters group on Telegram, and what we know that 80% of respondents say that had also experienced imposter syndrome. I can be concluded that this phenomenon is quite common among people. It is worth noting that imposter syndrome is not officially recognized as a mental disorder, which may be why it is not so discussed as often. A little later, I come across Robert Greene's book Mastery, where he delivers a powerful message. You just have to keep doing the work. Success will come if you simply give yourself time and take action. Act in a way that feels right in the way you know how. This book helped me calm down. It made me realize that success is built through the art of small steps. I really like this phrase, art of small steps. Think about it. If we keep listening to the voice of the imposter, we will never feel good enough. For that voice, we will never be enough. I just want to remind you of something important. Sometimes you need to talk back to that voice in your head, louder than it speaks to you. Tell it, hey, can you just shut up already? Where did you even come from? Get lost. I don't want to hear you anymore. And I hope you take a moment to reflect on this, because I truly believe that each and every one of us here today is already a success. Just know that. And also, I hope that today, in some small way, I was the voice that remind you of it. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmasters Master.
Well, thank you very much, Sonia.
Yeah, that was quite an inspiring speech. I'm sure that imposter syndrome is something which many of us maybe have certainly known at least once in their lifetime. But so, and may I remind you, just as with the first speaker, we now have 1 minute to fill out a form saying what Sonia did well and what could have been improved. And in the meantime, since this is about speaking, Sonia, I have a question for you. You've mentioned your acting career, So, what would be your like dream in your acting career? I am curious. Please tell.
Okay, I told about it at my first speech. It was, I think, a year ago, 6 months. I want to be like Angelina Jolie and do big roles, play big roles, something like Lara Croft or maybe yes, something like this. And I hope it will be true in the future.
Well, I certainly hope that.
As after beating imposter syndrome, becoming an actor like that will be the next thing that you will achieve.
Thank you, Adam.
Well then, we have a couple seconds more for the evaluations, and in the meantime, let's actually introduce the third speaker and our guest, Raul. He does not come from Toastmaster Chamber, rather he comes from the Gabbies. Now, one thing to know about him, he is a protege of a person you might have seen here in this club. Her name is Jasprit. And Jasprit now has become one of the presidents of the Gabbies Club. So that's really goes to say something for what Rahul might go for next. Well, in any case, he's in dynamic leadership in level 3, and he will use vocal variety and body language. So, without further ado, here you go.
Let me paint you the scenario. You're sleeping, and all of a sudden you hear the sound. Dum, dum, dum. And boom, your teacher calls your name. This was me in one of my classes when I decided to fall asleep during the class session. And the teacher was like, Raul. And I woke up and she was looking at me with a very face of anger. And I looked around and I also see my classmates were looking at me with a surprised face. She looked at me and she said, Raul, come here. And as I walked towards the stage, she said, Raul, do you see this topic? Why don't you explain this to the classroom? I couldn't think of anything to say. My thoughts was frozen. I had cold feet and no words came out of my mouth. This was my first experience in Spotlight. And a couple of years later, I was going through YouTube. And I come across this very funny video. I click on it. This video, there was a man in front of thousands of people, and he was making all of them laugh. Oh, what a crowd control he had, and stage presence. If you're wondering what genre of entertainment I was watching, it was none other than stand-up comedy. Yes, you're correct. My first video of stand-up comedy was from this famous comedian called Dave Chappelle. Yes, the master Dave Chappelle. And as I started watching a lot of his comedy, I realized something. Wow, this is a form of public speaking, or at least a part of public speaking, which includes humorous speeches. Now, don't worry, I am not here to attempt humorous speeches, at least not for my level 1 project 3. Later that day, the teacher came up to us and asked, there is going to be an event at the school, and could you please give your presentation? I raised my hand saying, ma'am, take me. I will be the volunteer for this. I took up this project and I spent a couple of days preparing the presentation on it. And when the day came, I walked up to the stage and I looked at my audience and my teacher. And I started giving my project. Going after each slide, zoop, zoop, zoop. I was able to finish my project. But this time, when I looked at my teacher, I could see that she was not angry at me. and the audience was satisfied. And also, a side note, I got the third place in this contest. Now you might be wondering, wow, was this presentation that good? No, think again. There were only 3 people that participated in it, and I was the last one. But since I was in third place, they had to give me a bronze medal. And I took it, and I was proud of it. But then, the thought of public speaking vanished from my mind. This was until 2021. That was when I came across this link, or this exciting page called Toastmasters. When I initially discovered Toastmasters, I thought to myself, maybe this is a recipe for a new type of sandwich. Oh boy, was I wrong. This was a forum for public speaking. That's when it hit me, all my childhood memories and my failures. And I told myself, Rahul, you need to give a shot at this. So I became a Toastmaster 2021. And I was a Toastmaster till 2022, almost for a year and a half. Again, you might be wondering, wow, did he finish multiple pathways? No, think again. I only picked up roles and I only gave one speech, and that was my icebreaker. But let me tell you why that was. Even though I chose to become a Toastmaster, the fear of spotlight never left me. And I was still this scared old boy. And also the first icebreaker I delivered. The feedback I got that was, Rahul, you need to give your speech again. Cause your thoughts were scattered and the audience can't understand what you're telling. Oh boy, was I disappointed there. Coming to year 2025, I told myself, Rahul, it's time. You have a second attempt at public speaking and join the Toastmasters. That's when I decided to join the Gabby's Toastmasters. Right now, I'm giving my level 1 project 3 speech in front of all of you guys. So what I would like to tell you all is that from my experience, if you want to pick up a role or give a speech, go for it. Fail in it. Experiment. Have fun. Because learning is all about failing. And if you get the chance to be in the spotlight again, break the curse and thrive in it. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Rahul.
I am glad that you've back in the game with Toastmasters, and I'm glad that you're trying to serve and improve yourself. Speaking of improving yourself, the form has been sent for you to evaluate him. So now there is a 1 minute for you to write what is good and what could be improved, as per usual. But since we're waiting, Rahul, I still have one question for you. You said that you were taking roles, right? And not really speaking. So
Yeah.
What is your favorite role in Toastmasters? Because I feel that everyone has their own main one, which they always take. So what was yours?
Well, my favorite role would be a table topic master because I get to play with the audience and I get to choose the topics.
Yes, the table topic master, that's something I dearly enjoy. So, okay, what exactly do you like about it then?
It's the fact that I can give multiple topics to people, and depending on if it's a guest or a speaker, I can spontaneously change it. And I also get to hear their different opinions on each topic, and I get to learn something about it all the time.
Yeah, well, that's very true. So, I think we should be around that.
At 1 minute, hopefully. And that now has been all that has worked for as much for the prepared speeches. Well, if you have read the message I sent as the invite, you might remember that I put something in the end. I said that there's going to be a surprise. What's that surprise, you ask? Well, it has been leaked in the agenda, but anyway, it's the table topics, but different table topics. and I'm not going to spin the wheel like I used to, and you're not going to have 1 or 2 minutes. No. All that you're going to have is 1 minute max. After 1 minute, you're out. Well, let's pick the first person who will do that. So, going to here, I see that everyone has a role, but let's, for example, do Vitaly. How do you feel about trying this rapid stable topics?
Super. 1 minute. Okay.
1 minute at most. In the least, you will have, I think, like 30 seconds. So let's go. Well, okay, first question then, Vitaly. So I will still be around the topic of this, of standing still to moving very fast. So my question is, what do you want to improve the most on your life? Vitaly, the stage is yours.
It's not a question for 1 minute, my my friend. What I want to improve. But you know what? If you or I or anyone can improve only one thing, it would improve everything. And this one thing is awareness. Actually, awareness is enough. If we are aware of everything what is going on in our mind, in our body, in our emotions, and can be detached from it, just aware, like we see someone who we don't like, he's angry, we feel something like this, we feel these thoughts, everything, and do nothing, it will be subsided, and okay. So probably this very one thing which I would like to improve would be increase my awareness to the highest level. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much. In keeping in today's theme of
being rapid, let's say, Martina, would you like to be the next one?
Okay.
Okay, then, let's go. So, the question is, can nature help you improve? Martina, stage is yours.
Nature. I'm calling for you every time I feel sick. I want to connect with you, with the earth. So I walk on the grass and I can feel the pulse of the earth. It's kind of like a heart, just poof, 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 and I can feel like the energy is growing to me. And I'm just asking the earth, can you please take all the negative energy? I will just take the good one. So then it's working. Nature is always helping me with the wind. If the earth does not help, I just go to the most windy place and the wind is winding away all of the troubles. If this does not help, I ask the sun, okay, sun, will you help me, please? So I just stand, vitamin D, okay, the sun energy, it's coming, la luz. Yeah, so fire basically inside of us. So these are all the things I use from the nature, but I'm not all the time there. But I have shower in my place, so I can use the water as well. It's filtered, but it still works to clean my mind from anything, any bad thoughts. That's how I use the help of the nature.
Thank you, Martina. Just
on time. Well then, okay, next up, let's be quick. Serhi, you that's your first speech. Do you want to continue it and better yourself so that you can move very fast just to stand still? Very good. So, my question is, what do you do to keep yourself happy in the spirit of what I said in the introduction? Stage is yours.
I try to think about philosophical things. It's quite helpful because I can gather my thoughts, and in addition, when we talk about our table topic speeches, it's just quite easy for me because I thought about this already. Usually before I go to the bed, yeah, so I just try to generate some ideas about this that I mentioned in your first question to me, like motivation, discipline, all things about this. And it made me happy, really, because I know that it will benefit my future, not just in our meetings, but generally I will understand clearly what I want to do and how I want to see my life generally. That's it. Thank you.
What a rapid response. Thank you
very much. Now I've solved 3 questions and I have one last more, and I'm ready to fire it. So, Nicholas, you look like you haven't done anything in a while. Would you like to become the final one in this rapid Toastmasters thing? So anyway, okay, very good. Your last question is, what is an achievement you want to strive for? Nicholas?
Yeah, so I'm always all talk, which has been useful in my life for more things, but I said to myself that I will finish this application, this website that I consider useful. And if everything will go smooth, it'll be for free because of reasons. But yes, I have all these words about the things that I can do, but now I picked something to create, and I am in the process of finishing it. And if I will do so, it will be my first real achievement, my first project that I successfully completed. And after this achievement, I'll be proud about myself, and I'm sure my employers too, and they'll give me more money. So yes, that is my idea of achievement. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you very much. So, in keeping the spirit of
having rapid everything during these table topics, that has been it. But before we move on to the evaluation of today's meeting, there's one thing I would like to mention. I don't know if it's been sent already, but since we had 3 speakers, there should be a form voting for the best one. If there isn't, then I please request someone to send it. But having said all of that, it's now time that we get evaluation. It's time for us to move very fast, just for us to stand still. And since I've been speaking so much recently, the role of the evaluation, of moderating the evaluations, will fall onto Vlad, the general evaluator. So thank you very much, and Vlad, take it away.
Thank you, Adam, for the word. I'm the one who is more of a silent today, so it's a rather unusual thing for me, but we are moving slowly to the second part of the Toastmasters meeting today, which is evaluations. And before I conclude my findings about today's meeting and say what is on my mind, it is time to let others speak what they observed on other speakers or overall on the meeting today. Before we go to the technical roles like the timer, we'll start with the evaluation of the speakers. The first speaker was, just a second, Serhiy, and the evaluation will be done by Natalia Olienichenko. So the stage is yours, please.
You are unmuted.
Muted.
You are unmuted, yeah.
Sorry. I will restart like Serhiy, yeah? Today we heard a really wonderful speech, and you, Serhiy, you, as Adam said, you have chosen presentation mastery path. And I think in this slide, first that I wanted to point out, it's your level of comfort. In spite of that you restarted your speech, I think that many of icebreaker speakers, and not only icebreaker speakers, can say that they would like to keep so confident like you did. And even I would like to be the same level, to have the same level of confidence. And about regarding your language, you spoke not very fast, not slowly. Your language was very clear and easily understood. Some words was unfamiliar to me, but it shows your high level of English, and this is great, really great. Your speech was well structured and extraordinary for such a young man, and this is very, very unusual. And regarding vocal variety and your gestures, you use it very effectively and actively. Sometimes, for me, for example, I would like to see the camera more further, to see all the gestures, yeah, and this way, maybe in further you can improve your gestures to because it can help you to concentrate the attention of the audience on the certain aspects of your content, of your speech. But in conclusion, I'd like to say that in general, your speech was great. And for myself, I can see that even now I have something to learn from you. And it is a very, very good beginning. Thank you.
Thank you so
Good
much,
luck.
Natalia. Thanks.
Thank you, Natalia. And let's continue with the second evaluation of the speech of Sonia, which will be done by Nicholas Macak. So please, Nicholas, just shoot.
Thank you very much. So what do we have here? Super Sonia. So her mission was to deliver the speech with purpose, which I would assume is to bring awareness about this poster syndrome, which was done very well. And I will say this first, like, yeah, during the speech, I just, started to more listen to your content and not so much the other things that I shouldn't be, should observe, because it was really interesting to me. I think it hits home for many people. At the very start, you introduced the topic very well. You ask those questions. Have you ever had this experience, this idea? And that is great, because you connect to the audience that way, and you present them with the main topic of your speech, and then you came with a more technical psychological definition, and everyone was on board because they had it all already classified, what it means to them, because those questions explained that very well. Yeah, so I would I think your comfort was very nice. The whole presentation for me had that formal explanation about a very set topic. So at least that's how I viewed it, and it seemed most appropriate for this. And yes, I very liked that. So the things that might be improved, but yeah, so the first things first is eye contact, and I know the struggle with a complicated information topic, which you need to have a track of a lot of things, and you don't have to forget anything. To help with that, you can write the speech before, like word for word, and some unconscious mind magic happens, and when the time comes for you to present your speech, you will know it a lot better. If you write it twice, like that's guaranteed, it will go smooth. Another approach, more advanced, is to do bullet points and prepare it once, and then you just don't have the blocks of text prepared. Just look at the bullet point and shoot. You go, and after some practice, your mind will come with the explanation. It will fill the gaps, and you will present the speech well. Another thing that I would say is the vocal variety. I would do more pauses and Yeah, I'm stressed because of the red color now. But the things I wanted to highlight is that when it was important, you were great like that. Not enough, not enough. Like that was it struck to my heart, those words. And when you send it anything, in the way of the dark voice, like it was great. You pronounced it exactly with that sad and depressing voice, like it was supposed to be. Okay, so that is all. Thank you very much, and great work. And I'm looking forward to your next speeches.
Thank you, Nicholas, for your evaluation. Before we continue with the last evaluation of the third speech, let me remind you that please vote for the best speaker of today, because we are having just 6 votes and we want the winner to be really represented by the most of us. So please vote for the winner of today's speeches and use the form in the chat. If you cannot find it, let us know, we'll repost it again. And let's continue with the evaluation of the third speech, which was done by Rahul from the guest club of Gabis, and it will be evaluated by Adam Varinsky. Okay, so you are having more space on the stage again. Please stay.
Done, yes.
No. Well, Rahul, well, congratulations on finishing your speech. So I'm very glad you've decided to join Toastmasters again. And I know that you have a mentor, and it starts the show, actually. What I've noticed is that at first, in the makings of your speech, you used a story. This is something I usually do when I make my speeches, and I greatly value when somebody else do that. Also, what I noticed you doing was making sound effects. Well, for example, when the phone was ringing, you actually played it out. I appreciate that because it helped us feel into the work. But what you could improve though is that I've noticed you clasping your hands like this and holding them, which is a sign of anxiety. I would much rather you have your hands right next to you than to have them clasped. And another thing which I noticed, and sometimes I have a problem with that as well, is that your speech, you made many pauses between the words. You started talking and then you continued, and so on. I would appreciate trying to maybe somehow practice it so that it will be much more continuous. One thing but to continue with the good things which I noticed was that you also try to move yourself to demonstrate the story. You have moved forward as if moving on an actual stage. Having said all of that, you've told me that you want 2 things evaluated, and that is your tone of speech and the gestures with your, well, this left hand, yes, left hand. However, I did not notice much more movement of the left hand. You, all in all, I've seen you do gestures once, and that was only as a support for your right hand. I know you want to try to improve that, and I still feel that there is a lot of room for improvement. But the entire point of this path of this level was vocal variety, and I did not notice much of that. So, if I had to say whether you passed on and go on, I would recommend you to try this level once again. So just so you could try and improve your vocal variety. Thank you, Rahul, and I'm looking forward to what you bring.
Oh, it's my turn again. Thank you once again, and let's continue with the next part, which is the technical roles. And we will start with grammarian, who is Martina today. Martina, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Vlado. At the beginning, I wanted to give you a word of the day, but got lost. It was growth mindset, but you definitely everyone have the growth mindset here in Toastmasters. Regarding the grammar, I had caught a few really nice sentences that I will mention, and also a few things to worry and to think about. ArtCounter, for example, used a word "feel a word." It's very nice word to use the sounds. But there is another word, crutch, which is the one when we can't move, so we have to use some kind of crutches. Because I have heard the word crash word, and I did not find it in Google, therefore I was wondering, but crutch, is there maybe crutches in the vocabulary? So I think that might be also the word. Regarding the speaker one, Serhi, he used really nicely word bold, which means kind of courageous, confident. I have made some bold changes in my life. You should really remember this because it's really encouraging word. Second speaker, Sonia, was I hit the critical point in my life. It's someone when we reached a point in our life and that's just very critical or changing the balance. Some recommendation was there. I heard, I can be concluded that this phenomenon. In this way, we can use I can conclude that, etc. Then the third speaker, there was Rahul. He used really nice sentences. I heard, oh boy, was I wrong? And then later on, he repeated, oh boy, was I disappointed? And this is also a very nice structure to use, for example, at the grammar, was I wrong? It's not a question, but it's like, oh, was I wrong? But it helps you to keep the structure of the speech. So very well used. And also, of course, break the curse and try it. That's just amazing. Toastmaster of the day, he spoke a lot, but I did not catch any kind of words to work on. But he used an in the meantime, we can. In the meantime, it's like in between the things. It's very nice word to use for the speeches as well, so you can think about it. Or I did not notice, just stressing up did. The past tense is like the importance that I didn't do, it didn't notice that. Evaluator 1, Natalia, there was only one little thing. You has chosen, but I have heard that in more speeches previously, in some other speakers, it's you have chosen. There is this different has is in the third person. And evaluator 2, Nicholas, it hits home for many people. This is really interesting and nice. How to say like it touched many people. Therefore, these are the words I wanted to highlight because it got my attention, and few things I also could catch as a non-native speaker that were maybe easy to correct maybe for the next speeches. Thank you very much, and the word is back to you, Matt.
All right, thank you. And let's continue with the next part, which is ArtCounter. And today, ArtCounter was Sergei Radchenka. So please tell us how we spoke today.
Yes, thank you, Adam. I can give you my feedback. It's really important and interesting for me. I start for you because you create today 3 roles: Toastmaster, Table Topic Master, and Speech Evaluator. You used well, word well 18 times, sounds 5 times, sounds so 16 times. You repeat 3 times very fast. It's 3 times, but 5 times, okay, 4 times, 2 times, and 2 times, and also you repeat I once. Nicholas, 12 times, yeah, 6 times, so 12 times, but 5 times because 6 times sounds 16 times, 2 times. You also repeat very well 3 times. And that's all. Our grammarian, Martina, you repeat 7 times, 6 times, so 2 times, because 2 times, and but 3 times. Our speakers, Serhiy, and 4 times, because 4 times, but 2 times, so 3 times, but 2 times. Sonia, A 3 times, because 2 times, but 3 times, so 3 times, 10 times, and 2 times, and rule it's clear. Our timer Alexandra, okay, 2 times, and our listener Vitaly, actually 2 times, 2 times, so 2 times, and that's all. Our Zoom spotlight Natalia, 23 times, and A 12 times, 15 times, and but 2 times, and 2 times, and our general evaluator Vladimir, so 3 times, 6 times, and that's all. Thank you for your speeches. Back to you.
Thank you,
Adam.
Sergey. So
you.
let's continue with the second part. Before we conclude with the timer roll, it is time to verify how well can we listen to others and how well can we train our active listening skills as our growth. So again, Vitaly, let us know the interesting and amusing questions you have for us today.
Thank you. Thank you. So it's time for a fun quiz to test how well we were all listening, and I will ask you questions about what you heard today. Just remember who said what. So who has the best memory? The pulse of the earth. Who said this poetic phrase?
Martina.
Martina.
Okay. Who was inspired to give a speech by the famous comedian Dave Chappelle?
Sergey.
Rahul.
Rahul. And what is Rahul's favorite role in Toastmasters?
Table topic.
Table topic master.
Okay. How much money will Nicholas ask for his program?
A lot.
Nothing. It will be for free.
Right. It will be for free for some reasons. It's interesting why. Whose voice was constantly repeating, "You are not enough"?
Sonia.
Sonia.
It's not Sonia.
And the roles of which actress inspire Sonia?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie. According to my table topic speech, what is one thing that is enough for improvement? Awareness, right? Whose goal is to bring value to humanity?
Sergey.
Sergey. Yeah. And in which city did Sergey meet the best teacher in the world?
Чернівці.
Right. And please name at least 2 sports that Sergey has practiced. At least 2.
Box and swimming.
Right. And the very last question, what will Sergey's future startup be connected to?
Time management, I believe.
Right, great. You are all amazing. Thank you. Back to you, table talk. Oh, Mr. Tosman.
I can be a table topic speaker. I don't care. We already have a grammarian, and I can say so many so today that nobody cares anymore. Before we continue, let me add one more trivia, which is Angelina Jolie is actually the daughter of John Voight, and they have Slovak ancestry. So we are all one big family worldwide, by the way. And let's conclude this evaluation round with the timer roll, which will be presented by Alexandra. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Vlad. Timing roll. I don't know any of you, but I had this feeling, and I was going to use the word of the day from the beginning, was you all have a growth mindset. Like I said, I don't know how you were from the beginning. You all are fantastic speakers, very good at holding the time. That was the main part. I only got in for the speeches because computer problems. Sergey was 5:03. You had 4 to 6 minutes. It was absolutely perfect. Sonia had 5.16, 5 minutes, 16 seconds. Rahul had 6 minutes and 1 second. Absolutely perfect, all of you. Table topics. Vitaly had exactly 1 minute. Martina had exactly 1 minute. Sergey had 0.30, and Nicholas had 1:04. So very, very well done. I'm not used to this with 1 minute, so this was fun. Evaluations. General evaluator, Vlad, you had 0.50 seconds, and then you had 1 to 2 minutes. Natalie's evaluation was 2 minutes 40 seconds. Nicholas, you went over 44 seconds, it was 3:44. So that's something to think about. If this was a contest, you would have been disqualified. Adam, you had exactly 3 minutes, and Martinez, the grammarian, had 3:05. And Sergey is counted 1:30. And I was supposed to write down what Vitaly, he had 3 to 5 minutes. I think it was right under 3 minutes. So very well done. I'm very impressed with this club. It takes a lot to impress me. Thank you, and I'm really sorry for the mess up. I couldn't get in on, I have a new computer, and ever since then, nothing, it's Zoom is not popular. But anyway, thank you so much for inviting me and having me as the timer. I enjoyed it.
Thank you, Alexandra. We are glad having you here as well. And we will continue today's program with my role, which is general evaluation. When I look at the agenda, I'm supposed to talk for 7 to 9 minutes, which seems to be rather long and boring. Instead of repeating the usual stuff, let me propose this. I can share the notes with you in the Zoom chat, or if you contact me, I can post it afterwards to you directly. So we will have a detailed evaluation of everything I was able to catch on. However, for this evaluation, I will just focus on the ways how to improve this club and maybe focus in general what I liked today and how I evaluate this club during a longer term. Let me start from a different angle, which is today I checked the official Toastmasters dashboards, and this club already has 5 DCP points and 11 members, which is a great news considering this club was on the brink of being non-existent almost 1 year and something 1 year ago. We've made a tremendous path to success, and today this club is not just stable, but you already reached the minimum bar to being distinguished. You just have to go along with this, but I hope that this club has potential to get more points, and we will focus on other stuff, how to continue improving this club even further, especially on the officers' part. And having said that, I can already see a huge difference, because when I came here 1.5 years ago, this was a completely different club. I could tell from the meetings that what I've seen today and what I've seen back then, there is a huge difference. Back then, this club, the meetings were not so well organized. Nobody was taking much care of the time. And slowly but surely, we improved on this. Also, new people came in. And today, we have an international club, also with visits from India and other places. So good job with that. And when I decided to evaluate this meeting today, I'm looking at this club not just from regular Toastmasters perspective, but I always try to keep in mind something like this. Imagine that this is a professional Zoom meeting where you are trying to promote something or make money, and what is acceptable on that level, which is not acceptable, let's say, elsewhere. In other words, in Toastmasters, you can afford to be more in a training environment. You can try and mess up things which are not acceptable that much on a professional stage. And with that, keep in mind that I will try to mention some of the things. Is not a critique for you personally, don't take it. I will just mention something, how we could tackle this for the future and maybe bring this to even higher standard. The obvious elephant in the room was, of course, the timer role. And I'm glad that we managed it the way how we managed. However, as I was looking at it, I could look at it from different perspectives. First, there was Adam, who was the Toastmaster, and clearly he was a little bit surprised that somebody interrupted his speech. On the other hand, you handled this really well, and I liked that you eventually said, and now let's go back to the staged program or something similar to this. On the other hand, I would say or suggest to be in better control of the stage. If you are the Toastmaster, you are responsible for what's going or happening on the screen in the Zoom. And if somebody unexpectedly interrupts you, you should handle it, maybe say a word or two, give some directions, and continue with the regular program. Then there is Martina. I appreciate that you were really quick to jump on this timer role as a stand-in, and you explained everything, including changing the colors of the screen. Really wonderful job doing that. And as last one is, sorry, Alexandra, I believe. Yeah, Alexandra. On your place, I would do something like this. If I join a Zoom meeting which is already in progress, the really best way is to approach either VPE or a Zoom master and write them, for example, a private chat. That way they can guide you how to proceed with that. For example, we could let Adam finish his speech and then give you room for introducing yourself. So this is something to keep in mind for the future. This is not to bash on anybody to do something badly or not. This is not my intention. I just want to focus on how to make such a situation better for the future. With that in mind, let's go to the Zoom master, who was Natalia today. You did a decent job with the Zoom. You explained the role. You even asked for permissions, which I gave you. The one thing I noticed is at least 2 times was sometimes the speaker who was speaking was not on the screen. For example, Adam was interviewing somebody else, and Adam was on the screen, but we just heard the other person speaking. If you are not in time with changing or pinning people on the screen, I suggest to unpin everybody so that Zoom will manage it for you. This is a good practice because if you are in a rush and you don't know where to find all those people, just cancel the spotlight. That way, if, for example, I am speaking, Zoom will spotlight me. When Adam starts speaking, Adam will be focused. So this is kind of a fallback for the Zoom. Also, let's continue with the other parts. Several of you have 2 or even 3 roles. I really appreciate your encouragement to stepping in for that. Let's continue with Nicholas. You were a chairperson today, and I've noticed that you were speaking, your time was up until 3 to 5 minutes, but you were speaking briefly. I don't know the exact time, but you were speaking really briefly, and you didn't use your time to the fullest. We are most of us here are experienced Toastmasters. However, it still doesn't harm to mention the mission of the Toastmasters for the people who are still new here, and you could use the time for that. just briefly, nothing too expensive. You can ask one or two person a question or two, and keep the energy level really high before giving the word to Adam. So this is the recommendation I have. And as an evaluator, it was obvious that the topic of imposter syndrome was really close to you. I've noticed your chat messages that it resonated with you. And your evaluation was always to the point. And this is also for the other evaluators. All three evaluators did a great job of mentioning the positive sides of the speech as well as some things to improve. And I have just some small things to notice. For example, with Martina, let's try to focus on your mic, because it was either too close to your mouth or it is not well suited for online meetings, because we could hear these windy noises all the time. And it is not your fault. It's either the mic or the way how you hold it together to your mouth. So next time you can, for example, try to put it more away from you and experiment with that, or try a different headset. Besides of that, you did a great job as a, let me see, as a timer and the grammarian, and that's probably it. So Natalia evaluator, I mentioned that. Sergey Radchenka. With Sergey case, I have one thing for one suggestion for improvement, which is you did a great job presenting the stats of all filler words we had. As a room for improvement, you could, if you can, present these stats on the screen. I'm not sure whether it's possible from your mobile phone, but this is something I've noticed on different Toastmasters meetings, and it is a great way to remember or find just our specific name, our line, and see how we were doing. Because if we listen to your stats, it is rather easy to forget the precise number, because there is a lot of names mentioned during the report. But besides that, you did a decent job with that. And this is, I would say, my summary. So again, a great job, Chamber Toastmasters. It has been a long ride, and we have still 5 months to go on before the new term starts. So I'm looking forward to what comes next in the upcoming months. And really, good luck to you all, and happy growing. Back to you, Adam.
Well, thank you all for the evaluation.
I am very glad that now we can move forward, just to stand still. Well, around this time, I should be the one who will announce who was the best speaker from all the three that we have had. And so if anyone could please send it to me, who that was, I would be very grateful, so that I could evaluate, not evaluate, but announce their victory, their dominance over the other ones. So, but in any case, just to conclude the meeting, okay, there you go. Now we go. So the winner is Sonia. Congratulations. You are now the best speaker of today's meeting. I hope that will serve as encouragement. And any feelings, any thoughts about that, Sonia?
Yes, I'm very grateful. Thank you, guys. I will be better. I will improve my skills. And I want to say that I think for me, the most fantastic things was meet today and this meeting, Sergey, because I think, Sergey, you are very young and very smart. And my first thanks was Elon Musk. Is it you here? So thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, I'm very glad that you liked it.
Good. So we've had it all. So from going to see case studies of companies, from showing how the job market changes, nature, and even mental health at first. We've seen how much we have to do just to keep where we are. In addition to that, we've had 3 fascinating speeches. First, we had the icebreaker. We learned about, well, Sonia's imposter syndrome, and we learned about how to dominate the stage. Well, I think overall it has been a wonderful meeting. Nicholas, could you please step in as chairperson and close the meeting?
I shall gladly do so. So, by this, I would like to thank you for your speeches, your attention, and your interaction with this meeting. And I hope I will all see you next time. And by this, I close the meeting and I open the let's say that chat. We are outside of the meeting. Let's just chat about how we are and how the day is going. So thank you.